is smiling, not knowing that the mom is probably
Really
going through a lot.
Yeah.
But people don't say it. Even while I was small, I would see the mother of the babies. I'm like, she has given birth. But when I gave birth, I know that it wasn't a joke.
Exactly. Just they don't
tell you anything about that.
They just think, and probably some people think that you are fine or you have it all in control.
No, they even expect you to be fine.
Like as a woman, you should just have it all. Like, you just.
Honestly, take your time. I just wanted to put a disclaimer regarding that C-section. So I know one of the other things is that people are always scared to death when they say C-section, and
it's not that bad.
I just want us to be clear. Like I said, like it's your journey, it's your baby, it's you, it's whatever works for you. Let's stop. Like even for epidural, it's the same thing. Like I didn't take epidural because my mom told me she had back issues, and I saw it, and like do whatever makes you happy. Like if having a C-section is what is going to keep you and your baby alive, please, like there's no stigma around, oh, she had C-section.
You know, I've always wanted
she didn't use the epidural, and she like some people actually do it to say that they will go in and book C-section. And you know, like when I was growing up, the way I was raised, it was almost like, if you do C-section,
yeah,
if you use this, like you know, but
I had always told my husband that I want C-section. And you'll be like, why? I just want a C-section. I don't want to go through the pain of childbirth and everything. But along the line, I changed my mind. Like, okay, the baby is LD, I'm LD, so why go through C-section? Either C-section or normal birth.
Keep your hopes up. Like, mommies, like, keep your hopes up. Keep being prayerful and hope to have a vaginal delivery and put it into God's hands. But at the end of the day,
the goal is
to have your baby.
Yeah.
And the goal is to have your baby alive and healthy. So that's all that matters. I'll just move to the next question now. How soon can I first have sex? So how soon? People that have cut like me, like
that's it.
Men, like it was a long. Like in fact, I don't even want to talk about it because I'm always like, are you in my shoes? No. So like it was not something that we had to talk about, but I feel like you and your partner can always work something out. You can always let each other know what works for you. But for me, he knows, I mean, like you know how I feel.
Like it's so obvious. Like our body is going through so many things. We are just trying to, especially for a first time mom, you're trying to cope with having to wake up in the midnight to feed the baby, take care of the home, take care of the husband, and then somebody's bringing sex actually. I'm sure the man should understand. But really, if we're just to talk generally, I think it depends on
both
they
of
would
you.
say. I remember that at the hospital, I think they told us 8 weeks or 6. Is it 6 or 8 weeks? Yeah, they would say 6 weeks after. But
sis, mine was not 6. Mine was, in fact, after 3 months, I was still feeling like my stitches were still fresh. And I had to go back to the hospital for them to check, like, because it was almost like I had another opening and I was scared, like, what is going on?
You had another opening for them?
No, I didn't, but it was not fully healed. Like, it's supposed to heal, but it's not. Yeah, so it really, like, I feel like it depends on your recovery, your body and things. Like, you can just tell when you're ready. And trust me, you and your partner should just discuss. Because it's mentally.
That's it. I can't imagine someone trying to have sex with that kind of pain she had, right? So I think even the doctors at the hospital will say 6 weeks, right? But there are some people that are even far more ready before then.
Exactly.
There are people that get back into it 3 weeks or even 2 weeks or something.
Wow.
But so it depends on your body, right? Like see what's going on with you at that particular point and work with what's going on with you.
So I think
we can't answer that question.
I think like she said, when you're ready, you will know.
Exactly.
I knew when I was ready. It wasn't the 6 weeks. My husband had 6 weeks, so he was probably thinking 6 weeks, but I knew I wasn't ready at 6 weeks.
Yeah, in fact, it's for me, I felt like I was the one who was even like, I read you, in case you're wondering, FYI. Right? So I feel like you should just pray for an understanding husband. So co-sleeping is basically sleeping with your baby on the bed with you or just putting your baby in the crib. So what worked for you guys? What do you guys think? Would you say get a bassinet, or would you say don't even, just sleep with your baby beside you on the bed?
Yeah, I had a portable bassinet that slept on the bed. It did co-sleeping, it did both. Like, yeah, so we placed him in a bassinet. I have a partner that will never leave the bed for me and my baby. So we had to walk around it.
Right.
Put the baby in
too much love.
Wow. Okay. It was annoying at the time, but now I appreciate it because either of us can wake up and take care of the baby. And the other time I was like, go to the other room, leave us alone. Like, so yeah, we did both. And
do you know that's another thing? What you just said now. Sorry, I think I'm about to digress.
It's okay.
What you just said now, saying to your partner that go to the other room and leave us alone, that would get someone else upset.
Yeah.
Because I had a friend, she just gave birth, and the spouse left herself and the baby in the room and then went to another room. And she's always complaining about that. And I'm like, okay.
I wouldn't appreciate that either.
I wouldn't like it either.
I complained about almost everything. So
yeah, so yeah.
I was very annoying at the time.
Yeah, that's it. They're like a body. That mother.
I cry about it.
Tell me about it.
Oh my god. I was so emotional.
Let me give you guys a sweet story that I won't forget about. I was still pregnant here though. So I went to the store. My husband went to work. And then I went to African store to get ewedu. I bought everything. I made stew. I was just excited that my husband will soon be home. I wanted to make him food. I prepared amala. I prepared stew. And I told you I went to the store to get ewedu. I took cab to go to African store. I was excited that everything was in place. Then my husband got back and we're just there. I was happy. I was like, I made stew. I made amala, but I'm about to make ewedu. I was like, okay, cool. So I went to the fridge just to bring out the ewedu that I bought. And unfortunately for me, it was bitter leaf that I got instead of ewedu. Come and look at it. Come and see me. I was wailing like a baby, like something like that. I was really crying. It was like past 8 or so that day. My husband had to go back
and go buy ewedu
for me because I was crying like a baby. And then when he got back with the ewedu, I just looked at it and I was smiling like. Eventually, I was thinking about it. I'm like, why was I crying? But I couldn't.
I can't remember like
control the
times that I cried, but I know that sometimes I'll just be in the washroom, and I think there was an argument between me and my husband then. And when I just remember, I'm just like, why are we even arguing? The last time I checked, I was the one that delivered this baby. We shouldn't even, I should decide every and anything on this baby. And then I'll start crying. Yeah, like, I don't know.
Yeah, I did so many silent cry too. Because crying makes my husband emotional. He will just be confused, doesn't know what to do. So if I want to do my cry, I make sure it's not around. He's like, babe, what are you doing in the washroom? I'm not done.
Oh wow.
Right.
So I think she was talking about the crib and the co-sleeping and
blues. So the one we just talked about now is called baby blues. In case you want to look it up and maybe do a little more research on it, it's called baby blues, and it's one of the things that actually leads to postpartum depression. Right? If you don't have the right information and the right people around, you can actually lead to postpartum depression. So we'll talk about the crib and the bassinet now.
Yeah. So I think with the having your baby sleep in the crib has more advantage than having your baby sleep with you. Just like we're talking about earlier on, the discomfort in having your baby sleep in the middle, then maybe you want your husband to go and sleep in another room or something, all that. But if you can quit, because these kids, like, they get used to whatever it is you introduce to them over and with things they do over a long period of time. So if you have a baby and from the first day that baby steps into that home, you start putting that baby into the crib. Like consistently. Sincerely, it's not easy, especially for nights that you are still trying to even catch up with like maybe 15 minutes sleep and this baby is on the
can't even turn.
And then you breastfeed this baby and the baby has slept and you just drop the baby. 10 minutes after, you drop again. 10 minutes after, what do you want to just say? I beg, please just sleep beside me. Just stay there. When you wake up, we'll just. And I think that's what happens to most moms. That's why they don't like. They just end up doing the core.
No, I think sometimes it doesn't work because remember I said I couldn't walk, so it wasn't a function of me even carrying my baby. That was not the problem. I had a bassinet that is tightly close to my bed, but as soon as we got back, put my son in the crib. he would never sleep in there. Like
My
even
son.
my mom came and said, okay, we should not carry my son too much, so that I will not get used to people carrying him. We should always lay him in the crib. Blah. No, it didn't work. Like my mom literally would have to call me, BC, come and carry, come. When are you going to come and take a turn? Because I can't sleep, because she has to sleep with him on the bed, and I have to be there in case he needs to be fed. So she would always try constantly. Before she left, she's like, we need to make him get used to the before she was leaving, before she left, she was the one putting him on the bed, and she'll be like, let's just be able to sleep, because sometimes she has not slept, and my sister was just describing her expression, like she'll say if she has not slept and she like she'll start breathing. So I think sometimes it depends on the baby. Like one of my friends gave me an example at work that she started with crib from start with her baby, and he walked, and even by the time her baby was 6 months, she could just leave the baby in the crib and everything was good. But for me,
that's what I wanted to say. That like tells
it's like when you put him in the crib, something is pinching him that don't sleep, wake up, don't sleep, wake up.
You can sleep alone quickly. Like by 1 year, you can have your baby sleep alone in the crib, and they are fine. And it has so many advantages. If your baby is that baby that adapts to it quickly, that sleeps after feeding and is not always crying and all that cranky. But then you can have your baby co-sleep with you, but don't let it be an habit that is where that baby sleeps till the baby is like a year, and the baby has already
keep trying. Yes, I didn't quit.
Yeah,
because
just keep
right
putting
now
that baby in there.
My son sleeps in the crib now, and it's fine. Like we still end up taking him in the middle of the night. So obviously, but I make sure as soon as it's nighttime, he stays in that crib. And if I can, during the middle of the night as well, after he wakes up, I try to put him there. But the thing is, he doesn't sleep longer. But don't give up. Just
keep trying,
because you need your own space.
Keep trying.
If your baby is on the bed, like you can't move.
Keep trying.
Like
keep
just
trying.
Keep trying.
Because once they grow older, they still want to even come back to you afterwards.
So the question already here before we round up is: baby is here. How do hubby and I share the responsibilities?
I think it's something that you should start discussing even before baby comes. Have an understanding, like read books that has to, that tells you about how to
and if
cook.
you don't want to read books,
if you don't want to read
videos.
books, watch videos. Like watch videos, talk to people. Like a lot of people die in silence. You don't have an understanding of something, and you are still keeping your mouth shut. You are not asking questions. Ask questions, read book, watch videos, then talk to your husband before baby comes. I like to plan about everything in my life ahead. Like my husband will say I'm worrying. I said it's not like I'm worrying. I just want us to plan so that when we are in that phase, like God will breathe on our plan actually. So let us plan. So talk with your husband. What do we want to do? Is it that are you taking paternity leave, or am I just going to be home? Is there someone that will be coming over to help me? If there is no one, if it's just going to be me and baby, like just talk it out. How are you going to be helping me? Do we for the first 2 weeks that we have baby, do you want us to order food for the house, because I may not have the time to cook? I might be stressed out. Do you want us to eat out? All those things needs to be talk about, actually discussed. So that once one other person is not nagging out on each other, and then you find yourself nagging all the time.
And talking about help, know the kind of person that is coming to help. Some of them are very annoying. I don't need to like let it be help, not someone that will be pushing you to do what you're not ready to do and all. There's some help that are just not helping. And sometimes you have to talk to your partner or whoever is helping you that, see, I don't like this is what I like. And like you said, we have to discuss it. I didn't know what to expect after having the baby. I thought after the delivery that's the end of it, and we are back. We had a COVID baby, and we were careful about the kind of person to come into the house and all, sanitizing. So getting help was difficult, but then you have a partner, and now talking about it, because he doesn't know what you're going through, and it's like, no mother is overreacting. See, if a mother is reacting, she's reacting according to the way she's feeling. Let us just get that out there, please. No mother is overreacting. So let's discuss it before having the baby. And
another thing I'll add is be the type that is willing to receive help.
See, you just read my notes. Be willing to accept help.
Be willing to accept it.
That is very important.
Because I think I struggled with that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel
I
like
did
nobody is going to do it the way I want. Nobody's going to take care of my child the way I would. So I struggled a bit, but eventually I learned that I was just going to kill myself.
Exactly.
I'm just going to overwhelm myself with too many responsibilities. So
Yeah.
I spoke to my husband too that okay, maybe do this, and it would help.
I think we get to some point that we don't
We-
have a choice. Look at for the vaginal delivery, I was fine, like everything was fine. But for my C-section, I couldn't even walk properly one night. I could not do anything. I was told not to bend. I was told not to stand.
You can't.
I had sisters in church that would come and wash baby's clothes. My sister-in-law was in my house.
Nigeria?
Here, I was here. Like I had my sister-in-law in my house for like a month. Like
my sister-in-law, I should put it out too.
Like my sister, I was practically helpless. Would I at that point say no one? Then I would wallow in my
I should
pain.
put it out too. My sister-in-law is the best. I'm
Like,
telling you.
yeah,
I
right?
didn't have my mother-in-law. Yeah, I didn't have my mom as well. But my sister-in-law, we literally carried my pregnancy together all through. Because I had the first 3 months was terrible for me. And she, herself and her girls, she has twins. They would literally put medicine in my mouth and they'll be saying, auntie, don't throw up.
So I know because at some point we don't have I pray we don't get to that point when we don't even. I was helpless. What would I have done? Really, my husband had to go back to work. He was working out of town.
Wow.
It was just myself and my little girl that was just a year, and it was this.
Get help.
You need get help.
Get help. My husband had to leave his work to stay with me because we don't have anybody. Like it's just and he was working out of town, so he had to just quit the job.
And if they say you need that time to rest, if they tell you 1 month of sitting to rest or 4 months or 4 weeks, please take that time to do what they're asking you to do. Like don't be this superwoman that wants to get everything. At some point,
she would come and then take the baby and say, lost, go and sleep. I'll be like, Anthony, I'm doing something. Go and sleep. She said, go and sleep. I
think it's inherent in us as women. Like I always want my house to be clean. I don't want anything to be dirty. I don't want anything. My sister-in-law will say, no, so for me, please. She would tell me of experiences that people had that they had C-section and the thing loosed up and they had to go for another stitching it, having to go for another stitch. And she keeps telling me every day, for me, this is what happened. Do you want to go through that? Do you want? I will just leave it because really. So when people offer to help you, especially when you know that it's coming from a true place, from a genuine place, please take it, accept it, and
And I'll just add that you should talk about everything with your partner, like everything, be open, like how you feel, what you want. Even people that are coming to visit, like you said, if people are coming to visit and you don't like that presence too much, it could just be your hormone. It might not be anything. Be open with your partner and just let them know what it is that is going on. I also wanted to put this out there for women, like let's be there to support one another. As we can see, like you're talking about friends from church, be involved in communities, open up, share your experience, like stop hiding, like enough of hiding. Honestly, share with people who would really care to listen, and if people are willing to help you, please take the help. And this is just to encourage women out there, like if you see someone around that just had a baby, don't just assume that everything is fine. Even if it's just calling to say, I'm just checking to make sure you're doing good today, and please put a smile on your face, everything will be all right. Just a phone call or text will go a long way. So please, let's be there for one another. It doesn't cost us so much. Let's be kind. You can use Vaseline. So once you're done feeding your baby, you don't want to you can either use the breast milk, like before you put it back into your.
Does it really work?
It actually works.
It depends on the body. It didn't work for me.
It didn't work for me either.
No.
Because for me, I didn't even have any breast crack at all. No, not at all.
Congratulations.
Right? And
I guess
I remember
because we overproduced.
It could be because I remember I was told that before I even started breastfeeding, one of my friends had told me that you're gonna get breast cracks. So just be ready. So she told me you can either use Vaseline or use baby cream, and I was like, I don't want my son to be sucking on Vaseline and all of this stuff. But then the nurse said you can just put the milk before you put your breast away. So each time the tour is done, I'll just make sure there's something dropping and I just rub it in and I'm good. And even sometimes if you don't remember, when your baby takes the amount out of the breast, there's still a little bit left and it should be fine. So you want to keep that in mind.
I did it all.
Or
I did the breast milk, the Vaseline, the
nipple cream.
What's the name?
No.
Yeah, there's one nipple cream.
Yes.
I did everything. It's still, oh my god, the pain is. Oh no!
I just believe that. Our
but at
body
least
works
now, like
differently.
at least now you guys have options. You can always maybe at least plan ahead to say, okay, you know what, maybe use the Vaseline or put the nipple cream or use the milk and all. So
yeah.
we're
But
not
then it's
saying
not forever, right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Thank
Just
you for
the
pointing
first.
that out.
Yeah.
The only thing I also say is that for when you're experiencing pain, I mean, like when it's hard, just let your baby suck. Don't try and when it's painful, just be pumping it out, because when you pump it out, you have more milk coming back and the cycle just keep going. So I'll leave that there.
Even pumping while you have a cracked breast is extremely painful. So don't do it.
Right.
I won't advise that you do it.
Information that you have is very powerful. Like it can change a whole lot of things. I feel even if it's just someone advising you or telling you what to expect after delivery, I believe it will change a whole lot of things, because at the end of the day, you don't know what you don't know, right? And even if my body would respond differently, at least you have a little direction. You have something leading you towards something. So in other words, we're not saying you're going to experience exactly what we went through, but at least you have something to guide you and you have something to share with your partner. So you can share this video with your partner. You don't have to watch it by yourself. So at least you can learn a thing or two. It's not just for the women, but also for the men as well, or even for your siblings that will be helping you around the time. So in case you're yelling or getting emotional for no reason, like everyone around you would understand, right? And my friend just said this is promo. I'm just saying that it's been led though. It's not any promo. That's why. Anyways, I've forgotten the password though. Right? So